Good morning, it's me again. I'm doing good today, except that there's a storm rolling in, so my brain is not functioning as well as I would like it to. I was having a little trouble with the puzzle game thing I play in the mornings to help keep my brain going. But it's okay because I know I have these issues with the way my brain doesn't work, and that's why I play the games to try to keep my brain occupied. And if, as you can tell, this sweet boy just left my lap. I'm just kind of doing an update thing today because I don't really know what to talk about because I'm not getting a lot of, feedback. It's fine though because, such is life. Um, yeah, my booth thing is doing pretty good for this month. I wasn't really expecting a lot, and I'm already at, it's like, I'm like $5 away from getting booth cost or something crazy like that. And I sold something that I wasn't expecting to sell. Sorry, the something got in my voice. Um, which was really good because that does tell me that my suspicion that there's at least a few people doing early Christmas shopping could be true, and I'm totally okay with it. Um, and so that's good, and I'm getting some good progress in my back stock. Because Christmas is gonna most people are gonna start thinking about Christmas shopping here in the next month or two, and so I have to get a lot of specific cheaper items made up so that I don't run out before November at least. Because I think people understand once you get into November, December, you're just and so, like, just on that note, if I don't post very much in November and December, I'm going crazy trying to keep up with everything. But yeah, I'm got both my tiny turtles and my baby Yodas pretty close to doing, and then I was going to do multiple boxes of those because I know they will sell very quickly once it comes into the full bore of the Christmas stuff. The baby Yoda ornaments do sell very well. Um, I think Christmas time I wound up getting a $200 check, and I had sold about $200 worth of Yodas and then some other stuff, and so that's why I need to work on those, and then. But I'm getting progress. I'm starting to feel less stressed about what I have to do. Finally got the Kraken hats in the shop. They're a little bit expensive because the pattern um, is a bit intricate, and that when you go to do the tentacles, because they're curly, you have to use a smaller hook, and it can be really fun. Just the way that it feels can be really hard on my hands. So it's a little bit expensive, but it's not as expensive as I've seen them on like Etsy and other places like that. And I've kept it cheap on purpose because I'm not using the expensive, hard to get yarns like some of these girls are. Because I'm not saying don't buy the fancy one. If you want the fancy yarn and the fancy coolness and all the awesome bells and whistles, go to those people and spend that much money because that's probably realistic with what that's actually going to cost with the materials that these people are using. But I'm usually using like cheap 4-ply, Red Heart, mainstream to make it a little more cost efficient for people who are penny pinching. Because not everybody's penny pinching, but some of us are. Um, Especially in these current times when everything's all crazy and you don't. I don't always know what's really going on and what's not really going on because one person will say one thing and then somebody else will say something completely different. So who knows? I am glad to see that it looks like some of the baby formula factories are getting back online. Apparently, whatever happened, they're getting done with the investigations in a couple of the plants, and they are planning on getting up and running this week. And I am really hoping that they do because I know how important that is for your babies to eat, and that it may be difficult, especially for children who are having issues with cow's milk, to go and find the farms that have things like goats. And then soy milk can also be really hard to get. I know this because my daughter was diagnosed with lactose intolerant when she was about a year old, which was super fun because you couldn't find any soy formula in the area that we lived in. So I had to get actual soy milk, and I couldn't find goat's milk or anything like that at all. So I know how frustrating it is when your kids, it's hard to find your kids things to eat. Um, but luckily, her diagnosis did come when she was a year old, so she was actually eating solid food. So if I couldn't find milk, I could still feed her, um, which would give me time to find milk. And we lived really close to the grocery store that we'd used at that time, so I could just go to the store every day. So she wasn't like being neglected or anything. It was just really tough. Um, but nowadays, people are more aware of things like food allergies and tummy troubles and all of that stuff. So there are a lot more types of things available, especially for infants. Um, and I'm just glad to hear that the factories are back up and running because that'll make it so much easier on all these moms and dads and grandparents and whoever that's trying to make sure these kids can eat. Um, oh, I forgot to shave that. Oh well. Yes, I'm at the age where I have whiskers. Um, it's fine though. Um, Whiskers are fine. Um, I only shave them when I have to. Nobody in the house cares that I got whiskers because we all know that it's just a hormone thing that happens when you get older. Um, but yeah, my store's doing good and I'm getting my backstop going. So, that's going well. The roommate had gone away to visit some relatives and he came back yesterday, and so Gigi was a little weird about that, and he got sick on the body pillow that he adores. So I'm washing that. And so if you hear a weird noise, it's just the washing machine. It's not a ghost or anything. Um, we do kind of wonder if the house isn't haunted, but we don't see a lot now. There's a lot more activity before the roommate that left. So I'm thinking that some of the stuff was attached to him somehow. I'm not really sure how that would work, but I did see something weird the one time when I was taping that looked like an orb, but I didn't get a good look at it. I didn't see anything in my field of view. It looked yellow, so it could have been a moth. They get in all the time, and the cats have fun chasing it. So if Gigi found it before I did, it's probably cat lunch. So yeah, the uh, brains. Yeah, so starting to get things going in the right direction, and I'm feeling more positive about the potentials for the future. And hopefully soon I'll be able to get a real bed and some furniture down here, maybe some more shelving, so that we have somewhere to put these boxes, and maybe get more stuff sold so that I don't have to worry about keeping all the boxes. But yeah, that's kind of where I am today. I didn't really have much planned. There's a storm coming in, so I'm trying to get this done before the storm does some weirdness, because we've had some storms come through that are a bit unusual, even to people who've been here a long time, so they're unusual. So guessing this is just a rough year. I'm having a hard time because of the fibromyalgia. I'm having a hard time adjusting to the differences in the way the weather is here from the way it was in Bellingham. Um, so it's just hard on me, and I'm feeling like we could have some pretty decent storms, so I want to make sure that I'm doing certain things before the storm will get anywhere near, so that I don't have to worry about like the power going out while I'm trying to record, or um which I don't think would affect my recording that much, but it would definitely I couldn't post it until later because I wouldn't have any internet. But yeah, so that's pretty much how my day is. Oh, there's not a whole lot going on, so just talking about my updates. And hopefully the storm isn't as bad as I feel like it will be. Because we had a tornado the last time we had a bad storm. It didn't touch the ground, but it was actually the funnel thing coming down, and it flipped some recreational vehicles and knocked over a couple trees, but it didn't really do a lot of damage, thankfully. Um, hopefully we don't have a tornado again because this area is not used to them and we don't have storm shelters. My house, we're lucky enough to have a basement, so we might actually be able to be safe by going down here. I just don't remember where the safest point in the house is. Um, but yeah, just hoping the weather doesn't get too bad. Washington doesn't normally have tornadoes, so I'm not really sure why we've been getting them lately. But I guess the weather is just kind of weird everywhere right now, so maybe the climate's changing or there's some just periodic weirdness that's going on with the weather. Or maybe we did do something and change the environment and now it all sucks, but who knows? I'm not a scientist. But I bet the scientist knows what's going on, so or have an idea. So I am gonna pop off. I was hoping to make this a little bit longer, but I'm starting to get some pain really bad in my neck, which is either suggesting that I'd slept wrong or that the storm is coming in. So I'm gonna pop off and I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.